Title: At the company's meeting, my wife's father, the CEO, said coldly, "We're letting you go. Performance issues." When I got home, my wife handed me a list of homeless shelter and said, "Now that you're jobless, I don't need you anymore." I left silently. They said the words so easily, like they'd rehearsed them. "We're letting you go. Performance issues." The meeting room was quiet, sterile. A dozen faces turned away, pretending to check their notes, pretending not to see the humiliation drop on me like a blade. My wife's father, the CEO, didn't flinch. He looked straight at me, that polished, empty expression of power. My hands were steady, my voice wasn't. I see. I had seen this coming for weeks. The hushed whispers, the closed-door meetings, the shift in tone. I just didn't think she was part of it. When I got home, my wife was waiting by the doorway, perfectly dressed, her suitcase half-zipped. She didn't look at me when she spoke. "Now that you're jobless, I don't need you anymore." She handed me a folded piece of paper, a list of homeless shelters. Her diamond ring caught the light, the one I bought her. I didn't say a word. I just walked out. I think silence scared her more than anger would have. We met 8 years ago. She was the CEO's only daughter, ambitious, radiant, untouchable. I was the man who built the systems her father's empire ran on. She said she admired my mind, the way I saw patterns others missed. She said I was different. For a while, I believed her. The first crack appeared when her father made me an executive. She smiled, but her eyes tightened. Power shifts make people nervous. I told myself I was imagining it. Then came the invitations, business trips she couldn't avoid, late-night meetings that didn't make sense. Her perfume changed, her laughter changed. Eventually, so did her loyalty. When I confronted her once, gently, she called me insecure, said I was paranoid, so I stopped asking, and I started watching. The truth came quietly, a single, careless message meant for someone else. "Dad says he'll handle the paperwork, just make sure he doesn't suspect anything yet." That night, I sat in my study, lights off, the glow of my laptop reflecting off the whiskey glass. My hands didn't shake. My mind was cold, clear, and sharp. They thought they were firing an employee. They didn't realize they were betraying the man who built their empire's core infrastructure. I had access to everything: servers, contracts, accounts, backups. Every secret they buried behind encrypted firewalls, every bribe disguised as strategic expense. I had built the digital skeleton they hung their empire on. And they never noticed the quiet back doors I left for myself, the ones no one else could trace. Revenge isn't about rage. It's about precision. I waited. I watched. I planned. First, I transferred everything I needed, discreetly, methodically. Server logs, transaction histories, offshore records, private emails. A digital confession of their empire's corruption. Then I vanished. I rented a small apartment under a different name, dyed my hair darker, grew a beard. I started working as a freelance cybersecurity consultant, invisible, unremarkable, forgotten. But every night I refined the plan. I didn't want to destroy them. Not yet. I wanted them to realize what they had destroyed. It began subtly. A small error in the company's accounting software, one I'd coded years ago, now triggered remotely. It duplicated a few minor transactions, just enough to raise internal audits. Then a key client backed out, claiming breach of confidentiality, thanks to a few leaked documents that found their way online. Within 2 weeks, the stock dropped 12%. Within a month, whispers spread through the boardroom, insider leaks, corruption, mismanagement. I stayed silent, watched the empire shake. Then I released the full data package, anonymously, to the media, the authorities, and their competitors. Every offshore account, every falsified report, every hidden asset. The news broke at 9 a.m. By 9:03, their world was burning. My wife called me first, then her father, then both, 164 times in total. I didn't answer a single one. The next morning, I walked into their building, not through the front door, but the one marked IT access only. My old ID still worked. The office was chaos, reporters outside, employees whispering, security everywhere. When I reached the executive floor, I found them in the conference room, shouting at each other. Her father's face was pale, her eyes were swollen. They stopped when they saw me. "You," the CEO hissed, "you did this." I smiled, calm, polite. I didn't do anything, I just revealed what was already there. My wife stepped forward, voice trembling. "You ruined us." I looked at her for a long moment, long enough for her to see the man she threw away. "No," I said softly, "you ruined me. I just evened the scales." Security escorted me out. I didn't resist. Outside, the air felt cleaner, lighter. I sat on the steps across the street, watching the building that once held my life fall apart piece by piece. Reporters shouted questions. Police entered with files and warrants. By evening, the CEO had resigned for health reasons. By morning, the company's shares had crashed 47%. By the end of the week, both father and daughter were under investigation for fraud, tax evasion, and corporate misconduct. Their empire, their pride, reduced to dust. A few days later, I checked my phone again. 164 missed calls. I scrolled through the names. Her father, unknown numbers. Then I deleted them all. That night, I poured myself a drink, the same whiskey I used to share with him after long meetings. I stared out the window at the city lights, the same skyline that once symbolized ambition. Now, it just looked quiet. People think revenge is loud. It's not. It's the silence afterward, the kind that makes them realize how completely they underestimated you. I wasn't the failure they fired. I was the foundation they stood on. And when they kicked me down, they forgot one thing. I knew exactly where to pull the wires. Now, they're the ones watching everything crumble, and I'm just sitting here, quietly, finally free. I didn't destroy them out of hate. I just showed them what happens when you build empires on betrayal and forget who built the ground beneath your feet.